Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Peace, love, and positivity to you. My name is Sohum, and today I'm going to be reacting and lyrically analyzing the newly released track by Asaf Avidan titled Unfurling Dream. The moment I read this title, my brain immediately thought unfurling a flag, country, national. Okay, what's a country? America, American dream. So potentially the song has something to do with unfurling of the American dream, but honestly that's just my intuition speaking. I don't know what to expect today, but it is Asaf, so I expect at least extremely deep lyrics with amazing singing to boot. So I'm excited to check this out, but before we do dive in here, a special thank you goes to Michaela the Caring for making this donation request and the selection. Thank you very much, Michaela. Now, let's jump in.
And as we fall away, and as we fall away,
it's like shot like a movie.
A dimming star shines up afar for our sake.
Whoa, I love the vibe. It has this like gloss of nostalgia. Smoky, swaggy.
My sun-stained skin begin to peel. Holla, holla, baby. I think I'm losing my mind, maybe. I've been touched by the divine. Oh, save me. I don't want this line. I'm crazy now. I'm falling. I'm calling. I'm all warm. I lose my form. I am reborn. I have no shape.
Oh, this has to be AI right here. Look.
I lose my form. I am reborn. I have no shape. I am the storm. I try to stop. Nothing in this world can make me stop. Entropy's finally having its way with me. Drop until there's nowhere, lift it up, and then you clap. Clap it. I fall until I have no pretense. I think I am now just frequency. I am a shimmer on the sea. But
it's got that like James Bond kind of finish to it, but also he's kind of singing to a rap cadence. This song is already all over. I'm gonna wind it back a bunch.
Me, I don't want this line. I'm crazy now. I'm falling. I'm on calling. I'm all warm. I lose my form. I am reborn. I have no shape. I am the storm. I try to stop. Nothing in this world can make me stop. Entropy's finally having its way with me. Drop until there's nowhere, lift it up, and then you clap. Clap it. I fall until I have no pretense. I think I am now just
so
frequency.
unique.
I am a shimmer on the sea, but somehow drowning me. Woo.
Spiraling.
I spread through the earth that I made up.
Oh, it's
I
faster.
shed every shell that I made up. The hump of a flow at the edge of my senses are gone. Instead, I take off. I'm a spark, I'm a sparkle, I'm a mark, I'm remarkable. A part of a recyclable particle. Show where I go, I don't know. Through the gradient flow. Well, born with a leak, we're ship, and we go now.
There's a lot to notice, and we'll go back through the lyrics again, but I like that kind of double of I'm a mark, I'm remarkable.
Recyclable particle. Show where I go, I don't know. I take off. I'm a spark, I'm a sparkle, I'm a mark, I'm remarkable. A part of a recyclable particle. Show where I go, I don't know. Through the gradient flow. Well, born with a leak, we're ship, and we go now.
Whoa, the panning of the look at that.
Look at that. What did that? Look at that. Look at that. What did that? Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. What did that? Look at that.
Wow,
It laugh and
what
go
a
just like
unique
that.
song,
Look at that.
dude.
What did that? Look at that. It laugh and go just like that. Look at that. What did that? Look at that. Can't do nothing but that. It like that. Honey, come take me. The current is breaking me. Somebody
What?
wake me. My
Oh
mind
my
is
God.
forsaking me. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. I do. Honey, come take me. This current is breaking me. Somebody wake me. My mind is forsaking me. I know that I scare you. I know that I scare you. Believe me, I feel you when I get like this. I scare too, but there ain't nothing I can't do. See, I am her.
Whoa, dude.
And as we fall,
I have chills all over. I don't think I've. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've paid attention to like one lyric. I'm just so overwhelmed right now. This song is so dense with goodies. And, you know, I'm noticing with each of these frames, I think probably I would wager like 75 to 80% of the frames of this video have either had duplicates of Asaf himself or paired with different animals. We've had the snakes, we've had this, I guess, deer here with massive antlers. What else have we had? The skeleton, which is not really an animal, but there was a raven, I believe. There's a lot going on in this video. I'll do my best to try to unpack everything that I can, but this is Asaf's madman brain at work. And with the sax too. Crazy.
and as we fall away,
Fall asleep,
and
fall
as
awake.
we fall away,
Wow, dude.
a dimming star shines up afar.
Wow.
For our sake.
For our sake. Dude, I want to just jump into the lyrical analysis right away, but the other part of me wants to just listen to this full track once again. So, this is what we're going to do. We're going to listen to the entire song again, and then we'll do the lyrical analysis. Hopefully that'll give me some more time to just process all that I've heard. But I love it. I love the vibe. I love the style. It's a mixture of like, I think Michaela wrote Frank Sinatra. I get notes of Frank Sinatra. I get notes of James Bond. I get notes of Cody Fry, who's a, contemporary musician. I get notes of, I guess, a lyrical rapper, Asaf himself, of course. Let's just jump back into the track. I gotta hear this again.
And as we fall away, and as we fall away,
And he's staring into all of these environments, entering them.
Afar,
the magician with the raven.
Say,
da, da, da. I love the vibe. This aesthetic is gorgeous.
I'm wide asleep.
Wide asleep is crazy.
My sun-stained skin begin to peel.
And it's interesting to describe his skin as sun-stained, implying that it shouldn't be stained. His visage, his body was fine before the sun stained it.
Holla, holla, baby. I think I'm losing my mind, maybe. I've been touched by the divine. Oh, save me. I don't want this line. I'm crazy now. I'm falling. I'm uncalling. I'm all warm. I lose my form. I am reborn. I have no shape. I am the storm. I try to stop. Nothing in this world can make me stop.
I just noticed there too on the stop, like another doubled voice that's like lower and bassier.
Nothing in this world can.
Gotta go back.
I am the storm, I try to stop. Nothing in this world can make me stop.
Demonic.
Your piece finally having its head with me. Drop until there's nowhere, lift it up and then you clap. I fall until I have no pretense. I think I am now just frequency. I am a shimmer on the sea, but somehow drowning me.
And if you're thinking too in the context of the visuals of the video as it relates to dreams are extremely ephemeral, fleeting. They don't have a consistent shape to them. Every time you do dream, they just are made up of different environments, different people, different animals, duplicates of yourself. It is just completely nonsensical, but also sensical in a more abstract way that makes dreams fun to interpret. So visually now, the way I think of what we're hearing here is that this is sort of a reimagination or recreation of a potential dream
On the sea, but somehow drowning me.
rather than the American dream.
I spread to the earth that I made up. I shed every shell that I made up. Be the hump of a flow at the edge of my senses are gone. Instead, I take off. I'm a spark, I'm a mark, I'm remarkable. A part of a recyclable particle. Show where I go, I don't know. Through the gradient flow. Well, born with a leak, we're ship and we go now. Look at that, what did that, look at that. Look at that, what did that, look at that. Look at that, what did that, look at that.
Wow.
It laugh and go just like that. Look at that, what did that, look at that. It laugh and go just like that. Look at that, what did that, look at that. Can't do nothing but that, it like that. Honey, come take me, this current is breaking me. Somebody wake me, my mind is the second. I know it sounds crazy, I know it sounds crazy, I do.
Even the avalanche here.
No, it sounds crazy, I do.
It's like he's climbing up. The visual here is crazy because it's like he's climbing laterally, but it looks like he's ascending upwards, but there's a downward slope in front of him. I mean, even the visual of this, like I can't like truly comprehend here. It's a bit like Inception, where you're walking towards the street, but then the street starts folding back onto itself.
I know it sounds crazy, I do.
Because right here, it's like, okay, it's very clearly set, like a set design, you know? And then as he's climbing, it becomes real.
Sounds crazy, I do. Honey, come take me, this current is breaking me. Somebody wake me, my mind is the second me. I know that I scare you, I know that I scare you, believe me. I feel you when I get like this, I scare too, but there ain't nothing I can do. See, I am hurt.
Beautiful melodies. Beautiful song, dude. This may be above my pay grade, to be honest, but I'll try to figure it all out. Wow.
And as we fall away,
Gorgeous.
and as we fall away, a dimming star shines up afar for our sake.
Wow, dude. Yeah. That is a special song. I mean, dude, Asaf, he's so creative. I need to go into the lyrics here, otherwise it's not going to fully sink in. And as we fall awake, right? Falling asleep, falling awake. Love the play on words. A dimming star shines up afar. I love that melody. For our sake. Something like that. A dimming star shines up afar. So the sun that is giving us energy, warmth, keeping us alive as a planet, it's there, but it's dimming. It's slowly fading with its power, but it's still there, doing its best, even though it's distant. It's interesting. It was either yesterday or 2 days ago, saw this short YouTube video on what would happen to the planet. Maybe it was like a YouTube Shorts video or something. What would happen to Earth if the sun just shut off? And, if it shut off for a year or whatever, I think the Earth would be minus 50 degrees Celsius. There would be very little living on the planet at that point. And even if you turned the sun back on, it would take so much longer to heat the planet up back to where it was, because the ice that is now formed everywhere is reflective. So it doesn't actually absorb the sunlight, the sun rays, the heat, like it normally might. Anyways, I'm wide asleep, again, wide awake, wide asleep, and I can feel my sun-stained skin begin to peel. So spent too much time out in the sun, is getting a bit of a burn, he's peeling. See, time is just a concept that is masking our ability of grasping heaven's not eternal. It's just everlasting. Yeah, like there's a concept of like time dilation. So you have a sort of semblance of how long something feels like it's taking, but in reality, it is just your perception of that thing. Only the true passage of time will tell you how much time has passed. And even then, I'm sure there's more knowledgeable physicists out there who can say, hey, probably time isn't the way we perceive it either, but let's not get lost there. But our ability of grasping it becomes more difficult, and it's masked by the idea of time itself as well. Heaven's not eternal, it's just everlasting. That's ain't blasphemy, it's true. That I don't even know how to interpret this line. Heaven's not eternal, it's just everlasting. Because to me, I would almost like interchange eternal and everlasting. Let me think of why he might make that distinction. Heaven is not eternal. Okay, so heaven is not a forever thing, as in you have access to it now, but if it is attained, then it is everlasting, because you'll stay there. I'm not sure about that line. Let me know. This ain't new, and this ain't on you, but honey, I'm unraveling into something new. Now I'm falling. It's awful, baby. Don't you hear me call? Believe me, honey, I know it's taxing. If I could, I would. I probably should stop all this constant asking. Right? Like, his mind is unfolding. His dreams aren't what they seem anymore. His ability to draw the distinction between reality and his dream world is sort of falling apart. And it is a bit taxing on others if you're having to constantly rely on their perceptions of what's going on. But it's not really their perceptions of what's going on. It's their perceptions of what's going on with you. When in addition to doing that, they're also having to engage with the world themselves. It can be a bit of a mind-bending activity to be the rock for somebody else's, like mental floating. If I could, I would. I probably should stop all this constant asking, because the last thing that I need is this infinite basking. We humans are extremophiles. Infinite basking, maybe like a reference again to sun, basking in the sun. What is extremophiles? What does that mean? A microorganism, especially an archaean, that lives in conditions of extreme temperature, acidity, alkalinity, or chemical concentration. Okay, so we live in extreme environments. This habitat of conscienceless, it horrifies, then calcifies. Interesting to frame the reality that we exist within as conscienceless, without a conscience. Okay, so it's not that we're not conscious, we're not conscience. Wow, there's a lot of subtle wordplay here, and I feel like he's so particular with his words. The habitat of conscienceless. So that means people who are not, like this environment that is breeding people who are not thinking morally or otherwise. It horrifies, then calcifies. So it's shocking. It alarms you that people could be this cold, and then it hardens you. Because now you have to, instead of integrating with society and all these people, you have to harden yourself so that you are more protected and not hurt, because we are always going to be looking out for our own self-interest at the end of it. And society is there to hope and help, but oftentimes it can draw away and harm. Regressing to a form we can conceptualize, encapsulize into a wee little bitty bite size. It's interesting here. He's talking about basically the atomization of society as people become more to themselves, let's say, They don't want to unify. They don't want to share differing opinions. They want to enact violence when simple conversation would serve, rather than deal with the contentious issues and act morally and from a place of good nature and effort. They just separate and don't lead with empathy or understanding. And now the world is just billions of individuals, which is not how humans best function. We are social creatures who can make things better for one another if we do so earnestly, selflessly, with love. But I am wiser. I am the horizon. I am the earth. I am the worm. I am the rose, right? I am everything. I am all of it. We are all a collective in this universe. I am divine, but a golden calf may be as close as I can get to symbolize and synthesize a sense of self within these eyes. Dude, he is a philosopher, bro, poet, all of it. We're only one paragraph deep, one verse here. It's all right. You know, my name, Sohum, means I am one with the universe. I am him, you and me, you and I are one. We are all in this together. So I like that here. He's talking about, yeah, I'm wiser than people who are just by themselves, to themselves. I am all of the world. We are complete reflections of everything else around us. We are mirrors to ourselves and everything else around. There's no way to disentangle our impact on one another. Even though we may feel like disconnected from each other, it's not the case. I am divine, but a golden calf maybe is close as I can get to symbolize and synthesize a sense of self within these eyes. This part here, the way the golden calf kind of relates to this, I'm not exactly clear. Golden calf, maybe this is a symbol in some religion. Golden calves were idols made of gold that the ancient Israelites created and worshipped during the Exodus from Egypt and under King Jeroboam. The practice was a significant act of idolatry and a rejection of the Ten Commandments, leading to a severe consequence in the biblical narrative. Figuratively, a golden calf refers to any object or pursuit of materialistic or unworthy worship. That is elevated, particularly wealth, that is elevated above spiritual values. Okay. So it's almost comparing one's own divinity to the divinity of materialism, if there is such a thing. But I'm sure that's not even a correct analysis. I'm doing a lot of learning right now, as you guys can see. So figuratively, a golden calf refers to any object or pursuit of materialistic or unworthy worship. Because idolatry is the worship of idols. Some of it is unwarranted, absolutely. So it's almost like calling himself out here. He's like, I'm claiming I'm divine, but it's almost the same as like, I am now the golden calf. If I'm putting myself in the in this like ivory tower, in the teacher position. It's interesting because it's like simultaneously very, very self-aware, but it's like this is so many levels past what I feel like most people's consciousness are at. It's like, bro, why are you beating yourself up for being like at level 10 when most of us are at level 2? You know, the smart kid in class, I use this analogy a bunch, the smart kid in class who, you know, they said, hey, I only studied for 2 hours, you know, this exam gets a 99 out of 100. Like, bro, come on. You knew you were going to crush it. Let's keep going. Honey, come take me. This current is breaking me. Somebody wake me. My mind is forsaking me. Honey, come take me. This current is breaking me. Somebody wake me. My mind is forsaking me. So in this dream state, he is no longer able to hold it all together. He would rather just be awake, be in the comforting arms of another. I know it sounds crazy. I do. Honey, come take me. This current is breaking me. Somebody wake me. My mind is forsaking me. I know that I scare you. I even appreciate the repetition in a lot of these lyrics too, because it adds to the urgency. Believe me, I feel you. When I get like this, I scare too, but there ain't nothing I can do when I unfurl. Yeah, when my mind starts to unravel, it is a scary thing. I know all too well. I may sound crazy. I may look crazy. I know I may scare you and put you out of where you were comfortable originally. And if you can just be with me through this, I will be so immensely appreciative. And I understand your difficult position as I'm figuring out myself and life and dreams and reality. But he's very earnestly asking for help here. Holler, holler, baby, I think I'm losing my mind. Maybe. I've been touched by the divine. Oh, save me. I don't want this line of crazy. Because I think Asaf is atheist himself, so sometimes with these like lines about divinity and I'm not sure if he's being ironic or showing sort of a change of heart. So, and if he hasn't changed his mind, then the line of crazy would apply to the feeling of possibly being touched by the divine. Like, I must have been crazy to have felt that. But now I'm falling, I'm uncoiling, I'm a worm, I lose my form. I am reborn, I have no shape. Amorphous here. I am the storm I try to stop. Nothing in this world can make me stop. Entropy is finally having its say with me. Drop until there's nowhere left but up, and then you clap. Drop until there's nowhere left but up. So you literally hit rock bottom. You've completely mentally dissolved into nothingness. You spiraled out of control, uncoiled, as he puts it beautifully here. With no shape. He doesn't have form. He's completely untethered to reality, maybe to his morals, maybe to anything really you can conceive. Entropy had its way with him. That's such a poetic line too, man. I love his writing. I fall until I have no pretense. I think I am now just a frequency. I am a shimmer on the sea, but somehow drowning me. Oh, I need to figure this out too. I fall until I have no pretense. What does that mean? Until I have no pretense? What is a pretense? That will be helpful here. An attempt to make something that is not the case appear true. That is not the case appear true. Okay, so until he's kind of relinquished all of his, excuse my camera, relinquished all of his feelings of having to put up a front and making something bigger than it actually is, he's just fallen to the bottom. And now I'm just me. I'm just the physical frequency of me. I'm a shimmer on the sea, but somehow drowning me. The shimmer is drowning him. Yeah. Complete just loss of self, loss of identity, loss of grounding. I spread to the earth that I'm made of. I shed every shell that I'm made up. Spreading almost like a disease, right? Spread to the earth that I'm made of. Wow, dude. I like that. I shed every shell that I made up. All the assumptions that were made. Hear the hum of the flow at the edge of my senses are gone. Hear the hum of the flow at the edge of my senses are gone. Oh, I don't know. And instead I just take off. I'm a spark, I'm a sparkle, I'm a mark, I'm remarkable. A part of the recyclable particle show. Where I go, I don't know. Through the gradient flow, we're all born with a leak, we're a ship and we go. Yeah, I like, this is like, to me, it feels like a sort of turning point in the song where despite all of these uncertain feelings of the self, he's still finding self within that uncertainty. He's sort of coming into his own, like, okay, there's something to me here. I'm a spark. Okay, I'm actually a sparkle. I'm bigger than what I think. I'm a mark, which is presumably a problematic thing, right? You're taken advantage of, but now I'm remarkable. I'm larger than life. I transcend myself. And we're all born with a leak, we're a ship and we go. So that's recognition that we may not all have it all figured out. We may all have different things that ail us on a day to day, but that's fine. That's just the way things are, and we still make things happen. We still push through the complexities of life. Look at that. What is that? Look at that. It's life and it goes just like that. Look at that. What is that? Look at that. Can't do nothing about that. It's like that. All the sights and sounds of life. Can't do nothing about that. At the end is interesting too. Like, it's just there for you to experience and, take in, but it is what it is. Your external circumstances are almost immutable. You can change your direct perceptions of things and do your best and exert the free will. If we're going to have that separate free will versus determinism conversation, that will be a whole separate video, but do what you can. We can't do nothing about the external. Honey, come take me. This current is breaking me. Somebody wake me. My mind is forsaking me. And we get the whole repetition here. See, I unfurl. And as we fall awake, a dimming star shines up afar for our sake. This song has so much to it. From the actual style to the lyrics. I mean, it's very different. It is so very different. Like, just like Asaf Avidans of the world, there's the Wrens of the world who just craft these one-of-a-kind pieces so regularly. Now I'm looking up the meaning here. I don't care. It's a cheat sheet. Google. Asaf Avidan Unfurling Dreams meaning. Google AI generating. Asaf Avidan describes the meaning of Unfurling Dream as a journey into the subconscious, representing the dissolution of the self and the chaotic but transformative process of unraveling into something new. The song and the album Unfurl that it represents was born out of a profound and visceral experience in his life. Yeah, it is so interesting that he decided to write a song about this, because I was literally just thinking, I mean, I'm always thinking, it's just a part of me, but I was just thinking about the ways in which our subconscious mind impact our conscious mind and our behaviors. And, I was kind of relating it more towards goal setting in the life I want to have for myself and being an actual present active actor in it rather than a passive one. Because I think so much of what the outside world has kind of done to us, which it's still our responsibility at the end of the day to take care of ourselves, but so much of what the external kind of world has pressured us into feeling is more of how can I say this? A neutered version of ourselves, a very passive, zombified actor version of ourselves. We can't just be present and enjoy and learn and fail and laugh and cry. We always have to do it through some other external lens, some social pressure lens, whatever. But it's BS. What is more important is to be able to connect to yourself and then authentically represent your true self to the outside world, rather than just being whatever shell that we are on the outside. And even if we don't properly understand our own subconsciousness, that's okay, because it is a lifelong process and journey. And to sort of be a passive actor to the journey entirely, it means that whatever the world wants to do to you, it can. That's not a way I would want to live. That's a way that I had been living and probably still will live on occasion in my life, but it's not a way to be for real. Being present, being there all the time, contending with the subconscious mind and conscious, bringing the subconscious to the conscious, or bringing the conscious to the subconscious. The human mind can be programmed for better and for worse, but it's more important that we understand it to then program it for what makes most sense for us. I think so often our minds are programmed by the external world. We don't spend enough time thinking for ourselves. I will always encourage you guys to critically think, turn off this video, spend 15 minutes just in quiet, nothing, no music, no movies, no nothing, no podcast. Experience yourself. It's crazy, crazy world we live in. More and crazier still is who we are within. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did and want to request one yourself, you can do so by clicking the first link in the description box below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.